Hello and welcome to Black Bear Atheist. So today we're watching a very interesting video. I think I'm gonna upload about two Jordan Peterson video. Honestly, I never really wanna upload a video on this guy. He's an idiot. I was once a fan, now I'm anti Jordan Peterson if you can call me that. So this is Jordan Peterson and by the Book of Ministries. By the Book of Ministries doing a reaction on him, and apparently Jordan Peterson scorches LGBTQ with facts. Now we don't really know Jordan Peterson to be going to the side of facts, but I guess this video would be a totally different thing. It won't just be rambling and talking shit. Let's get into the video.
It is Nazi Auschwitz level awful that it should not only stop, and now, as they've decided to do in the UK and in most places in Europe, but I think all the people that were involved in the surgical transition of minors should be.
What's going on, guys? Jordan Peterson just scorched the LGBTQ community. This Pride Month thing that's happening in June is insanity. It's nonsense. And it's refreshing to hear someone with a platform like Jordan Peterson to speak a
Guys, we're not even like hard. Actually, we're halfway through. So we're halfway through the month. And apparently there's been some interesting thing. Oh my god, the Pride Month. The sin. They even named themselves Pride, one of the seven deadly sins. Ah, Christians.
little bit of truth to mainstream media, something you don't see very often. I want to watch this video and just kind of comment as we go because he says some very important things that is pertinent to what we're seeing today, especially with the children.
Having this interview in Pride Month, and so
I just read the comments and obviously I usually don't come in here and say some idiot comments and say I'm stupid because I usually don't care about those things. But I just read the comments that were saying more arguments or like strawmans and they're basically nothing. But Christians love these dumb channels like this. 186 subscribers. Daily Dose of Wisdom. Over 700 subscribers, I believe, at this point. I actually talk. I actually react to the videos. I don't just play it and then leave one or two words and then all of a sudden get 10K views. I actually say something.
what are my thoughts about Pride Month? Well, the first thing I would say is that you should be very careful what you name things. And pride is not a virtue. And I've brought that up with people before, and their objection always is, well, they don't really mean pride. People are just trying to affirm their own identities. And, you know, fair enough, I suppose, to some degree, but that was the name that was chosen, and that's the name that stuck. And pride is a cardinal sin, and there's a reason for that. And the reason is that pride means something like stubborn refusal to change when evidence of error is accruing, and it's not a good thing.
I'm still seeing no facts. It's saying pride is a sin, which is a word of a religion, which is, I mean, sin really does not exist, people. Like, that's not a thing. It's just a religious term for the things that a specific religion don't like marrying out sex out before marriage is sin. It's things that they don't like that they put and label as sins. So no facts so far, people.
There's a real tinge of narcissism, sexual narcissism, about the whole pride spectacle.
Have you noticed with some homosexuals, they refuse to listen to the gospel? They're completely resistant, rejecting of it, almost as if they're embodying that quote unquote pride that they claim is a good thing, a virtue, but it's really a degenerative example of the nature of the flesh. It continually.
I know few gay people that actually are Christians, so what the fuck are you even talking about? Again, Christians love to do this so much. Even when the Bible doesn't support something, they'll find a way, if they still want to continue believing, to bend over, break their backs, and try to make it make sense. So it would not be surprising to find a gay pastor, which there are many, to find a bunch of people that are in the LGBT community and still religious. Can you do it? I mean, yeah, I guess. It really doesn't matter. It's not like the Bible's had a clear cut statement about the LGBT to begin with. So the Bible was never clear about really anything. So how some people could claim for an objective morality, I don't understand. But you could argue for the LGBT community through the Bible.
Rejects God. The deeper you get into your sin, the deeper it is to hear the gospel.
And it's also the case that identity is based on something as narrow.
Bro, you're reacting to someone that's not even considered a Christian. He's not a Christian. He doesn't consider himself to be a Christian. So, what the hell?
As sexual desire, let's say, aren't identities at all. They're pronouncements of subjection to instinctual whim. And I also have a real problem with the idea of the LGBT plus, etc. community, because it's not a community. And it's especially not a community right now because the trans
It is a community. I mean, like, it's actually have people in the community all over the world. So it is a community. I mean, I'm not sure what to tell you here, Jordan Peterson. You are not. These are not facts. These are literally denying facts. The LGBTQ community, LGBTQ plus community, is an actual community with people in it. It's just encompass of literally everyone in the name.
pushing, gender affirming butchers and liars primarily target young people whose most likely outcome on the sexual front is homosexuality. So the transgender affirming butchers and liars are differentially destroying the youthful gay community. And that's not a community by any stretch of the imagination. And there's a famous conservative thinker, Chesterton, and Chesterton has a concept, the fence, and his Chesterton's fence is based on the observation that if you're walking somewhere you don't understand and you come across a fence, you should probably not tear it down because you don't know what it keeps in or out. And the pride movement has torn down a lot of fences, and maybe some of those fences needed to go. But all of them didn't need to go. And there's plenty of monsters coming out to play now. And I would say that
And what the fuck are you to know which fences needs to go and which fences doesn't? Have you looked over to the other side and know which monster is coming in? Do you know what the purpose of the fence is? Clearly, you don't. Well, some of the fences must come down, but maybe not all the fences. Maybe women are still subjugated to men. Maybe that's what we need in a society to have this hierarchy and power. It's part of our biology. We can't go over it. But you understand, we can't even be just our biology. Sometimes we gotta understand that we're just different. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Facts and reason. This is not fact, this is not reason, it's just gibberish out of his ass. But I'm not surprised that a Christian would find this to be factual.
that's especially true on the transgender affirming side. And that's why we're seeing this butchery in the medical community, abetted by idiot allies and driven by greed. And those aren't the worst monsters that exist. And so
Is he calling doctors, surgical doctors, monsters for performing surgeries on adults? Because the entire dumb idea of they're coming for your children can all of a sudden undergo surgery is are just not true. The requirement before you can actually go through a surgery. And teenagers or minors are not going through body transformational surgeries. There's an actual plan that you have to actually go through in the medical field. Do these people think doctors are just dumb or they went to medical school just to waste their time? They did not take ethics class to make sure they actually know what they actually have to do in situations like this. There are actual things and actual steps before you can even go through surgeries as an adult.
If you tear down enough fences, you're going to find out what they're for.
To serve as a community safe space for youth to express themselves through a number of creative outlets. Here at Translatable, we focus on communities of color, center the most marginalized, and emphasize the importance of parents and family.
Translatable is also a resource hub for parents, families, and support system of the LGBTQIA+ youth. For our family, we were blessed to have a community of supporters and knowledgeable experts who could swiftly arm us with the tools we needed to support Zaya in her journey. We recognize the lack of digestible and relatable information available to youth and families, especially.
He looks brainwashed. Oh my god. It's D Wade, a basketball player. He is letting his kid actually have the freedom to choose which gender to belong. Oh wow. He's such a bad father. They brainwashed him. And shut the fuck up.
Communities of color. And to this day, we are still learning. I'm so very proud of the daughter that I've had the opportunity to raise. She has been my biggest educator and inspiration of what it means to be true to you.
This man is deceived. This man is calling his son his daughter. This is a boy. Your wife gave birth to a son. Calling
People, I did not notice that was a biological male. I know the story of D Wade when his son transitioned to his daughter, and that was a problem in the community, and everyone was screaming up and down. I then thought this guy was gonna bring it up and say, "Oh my God, this guy is delusional for letting his son have the option to choose which gender to go into, to have the freedom to express herself the way she wants to express herself." I guess he knows which wall to bring down and which wall to not to. This it's such a dumb idea. Fact, I guess. So much fact.
your daughter is self deception. It is someone trying to psych themselves into thinking something that is insane. This is part of the problem. Kids leading their parents when it should be the other way around. Parents should be leading their kids. This is what insanity looks like. This is what they want you to start doing. They're trying to desensitize you into thinking this type of stuff is normal. Do not give in.
Actually, nobody cares about what you think. We don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about what you think. Um, neither am I trying to convince you, oh, you should do this to your kids. I don't really care. It's more of let people live their life. If doing Wade is okay with a son being able to transfer and become what she believes she is, then that is their family issue and not yours to begin with. And people should have the freedom as adults to be whichever gender they choose to be. And if D Wade is giving his, his daughter the chance to express herself in the way that she wants to, that's his choice and that's her choice, not yours.
In. Do not let them trick you into thinking this type of stuff is normal because it is absolutely abhorrent and nonsensical.
Like, I'm just done with it. I don't like the flag. I think it's a piece of idiocy. I don't understand why it changes every bloody week. I don't know who makes those decisions. I don't like the
Where the flag is changing every week.
acronym and all the mystery surrounding it. I don't like the fact that the LGBT agenda, whatever that is, increasingly dominates the school system. I don't like the fact that it's targeted
I'm sorry, you don't know what it is, but you think it's dominating the school system, but you don't even know what it is. How the fuck are you able to know that it's dominating the school system? So this is just listing literally everything you ate and then saying, "Oh, it's wrong. It's demonic. It's a sin." Jordan Peterson is a very good example of a drifter, and I don't like drifters. They're really not honest people. Drifting from one side to the other, drifting from the actual popular side. Just like just like Andrew Tate drifting from Christianity to atheism and then now is a Muslim all of a sudden. The drifters. They just drift to whatever is popular in whatever places they're located. That's why he's using the language sin. That's why he's using this kind of connotation. Conservatives is trying to be a conservative, and because they're quite popular on the internet today, apparently they're making more sense when people don't like what's going on. People don't like change. All of a sudden, conservative is the way to go. This happened right after the civil right fight in 1968. Nixon was voted in 1980. This was the same shit. It's the same play over. All of a sudden, people that don't apparently like changes start coming out and becoming more conservatives. And all of a sudden, we have people like Jordan Peterson drifting like idiots. There's nothing wrong with the LGBT community, people. There may be some issues in the community. I'm not part of it. But I'm saying let people be what they want to be.
at young people. And I think the surgery, the gender affirming care movement, I think it is Nazi Auschwitz level awful. That it should not only
You're not shish, usher. Idiot. The gender affirming for minors, it's literally just a pill to stop like puberty. It's literally just a pill. They don't actually move to a surgery when you're a minor. There's actual bunch of steps for that. They don't actually just transition and jump. That's not how shit works.
stop. And now, as they've decided to do in the UK and in most places in Europe, but I think all the people that were involved in the surgical transition of minors should be imprisoned. So there's a lot of house cleaning to do on the pride side of things. And I don't believe the celebration of an
That would be literally about zero people because I don't think anyone is actually doing surgeries on minors unless it's actually necessary. I mean, actual necessary surgeries, not just transition from male to female or man to woman. Actual surgeries that are needed for the medical things. The only gender affirming things that I could find online are just pills to stop puberty. They're not actual things to actually like, you know, cut things off or leave their body or something like that. That's not what they're doing. No surgery of that of sorts am I finding online.
identity that encapsulates something like 3% of the population before it became a fad is inclusive in any manner whatsoever. So I think all of it's pretty much all of it's a lie, and it's a dangerous lie, and it's a lie with real monsters hovering on the edges. And so, and like, enough.
I appreciate Jordan Peterson speaking his mind.
I really appreciate it. I'm sorry for mocking down people. I mean, I came for Jordan Peterson scorching the LGBTQ with facts. I did not hear any fucking facts. I did not hear shit. He just went on rambling. I hate their flags. I hate this. I hate that. So monsters behind the fences. There's some fence you have to bring down, there's some fence you have to leave up. Fucking idiot.
And giving his opinion and speaking a little bit of truth. I mean, I don't agree with Jordan Peterson on every single thing, but when it comes to this, I share his sentiment. Enough with the pride. It's nonsense. These individuals are liars. This information was propagated on social media, and now all of a sudden you have all these kids talking about their trans and LGBTQ and all these things. They didn't know.
What a fucking drifter. Bro went on Jordan Peterson, do a video on him to get some views. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm fucking wrong. And he's not also a fucking drifter like Jordan Peterson. Jordan is not even a Christian. I may not agree with him on everything, but I may agree with him on this. Oh wow. Here's where we're gonna stop. There's nothing left in this video that's actually necessary for anyone to watch. It's interesting how these people just go on about false news and things that are not factual. Oh, they're coming for your kids. Oh, you're bullshitting yourself and you're lying to yourself and you think that's apparently okay. Well, that's it for today. If you liked the video, please click that like button and subscribe. Have a good day, people.